Flyers, 95.7 FM and AM 1290. News Talk Radio, WHIO.
Larry Hanskin back here at Milano's on Brown Street for the Rick Chamberlain Show. Our final of this Dayton Flyer football season. Dayton 5-5, finishing up the year on the road at Marist on Saturday. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But again, our guest tonight, in addition to the coach, Rick Chamberlain, we've got our Lieutenant Andy Zuley Award winner in 2012 and senior wide receiver Robert Strong from Detroit. We've learned a lot about you tonight, Robert. We've learned about you as a football player and making the transition from defense to offense, and from a guy that sees the field on special teams to being a key cog of the offense. We've learned about you as a married man and as an engineer. What else do we need to know? What do you do for fun?
Well, I spend time with my wife.
Now, what's a typical? You guys got a lazy, lazy Sunday afternoon at home. What would the Strong family do?
Well, when we get back from church and eating lunch, we've had a couple of phases. We started off playing Yahtzee a lot, and she's won more times than I did. And now we're into our paper football phase. We're bringing that back. So
okay. Now, how'd you guys meet?
One of my roommates, he lived across the hall from me freshman year. He went to prom with her in high school, and he introduced us at church.
Okay. Yep. So, I mean, he takes her to prom, says, this isn't working out. I'll pass her off on to my buddy.
I got the better end of the deal. So.
Obviously. Well, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure meeting both of you. Jess, and you're sitting here taking pictures of all this. You refuse to defend yourself on the record, but as you look at your Dayton football career and you can count the days on one hand, what thoughts are going through your mind as you prepare for your final week as a Dayton Flyer?
Just have fun, enjoy it, and take it all in. That's something that I did a little last week. Just kind of stood on the edges of on some of the breaks and stuff, just to kind of take it all in, see everybody's faces, and a couple last times, but even more so this week, enjoy the trip and stuff like that.
Let's talk a little X and O's now, Coach. And you've got a Marist team that I would say has, for my money, the premier wide receiver in the league, in Mike Rios. Mm-hmm. And then they've got, and I want people to take this the right way, because I mean it as a positive, the wildest quarterback in the league in Looney, and Chucky Looney. I mean, because he could. He could go nuts.
He could. I'm telling you, he has the ability that he could get on fire here, and he could throw the ball all over the place. He could run all over the place. He's just a little helter-skelter. You just don't know what you're going to get from him. Hopefully we don't get his best this coming Saturday, because if he gets into a groove, he's very, very good.
Really, we're talking about someone who's going to be the antithesis to the last two quarterbacks you faced. Right. I mean, you faced two textbook guys back to back. How do you prep for a guy who's unpredictable?
I tell you, you got to be very sound in all areas then, because you just don't know where he'll hit you. You don't know if it'll be by running the ball or throwing the deep pass or the short pass. He's the most efficient quarterback in the league, Larry. He is. You look at his ranking. He's #1 in efficiency here. And I think he's only thrown like 4 interceptions the whole year. So he's that wild card there.
And it's unusual. I mean, here's a guy, he's a gunslinger, he's a gambler. Yet his stats would indicate that he's a steady Eddie.
It's steady Eddie, exactly. And I think part of that is because of who he can throw to. And Mike Rios there. And last year we caught a break. He was hurt in our game. They had Fitzpatrick, the other one, who the duo was the best in the conference. Now Fitzpatrick has graduated, but Mike Rios, he's one that we've got to make sure we know where he's at, and that we have deep coverage wherever he is.
All right, should be a heck of a game on Saturday, and again, that's going to be coming your way from Poughkeepsie, New York, high above the Hudson River on the banks there in the Hudson Valley. And Mike Kelly and I will have that broadcast via tape delay immediately following Flyer basketball on Saturday, as Dayton basketball opened up its season against Arkansas State in a 2 o'clock tip at the UD Arena. That's going to take care of not just this edition, but this season of the Rick Chamberlain Show here at Milano's on Brown Street. A special thanks to Craig, who's been our server, taking care of us all season long. Chris Mormon has been our engineer producer tonight, and of course our guest, Lieutenant Andy Zuli Award winner Robert Strong, and the coach, Rick Chamberlain. I'm Larry Hanskin. Thanks so much for listening all season long. Have a great week, everyone, and go Flyers.